Jamie, what are the most important metrics that you look at when running ads for your client accounts?
So if you're running a leads campaign and you have a lead magnet, then the most important things you're going to look at your cost per lead. That's always number one. We want to make sure we have a low cost per lead. And then you're also going to be looking at your click-through rate. You're going to be looking at your reach. You want to make sure that your reach is at least at 500, or else you can't make any other decisions based on the other metrics. And then also your frequency.
Welcome to the Art of Online Business today. And welcome to the Art of Online Business, Jamie. She is my wife, and I just wanted to introduce her as the co-host and partner in business. And over the past year, she's been immersing herself in the world of Facebook ads and working closely with me to learn the ins and the outs. My office is right next to her office. She actually manages a couple of client accounts, and she's already been applying the strategies that I teach her into those clients' accounts to get really good results. And also a cool thing is that you didn't learn like I learned. Like I learned in a Facebook ad agency, and then you've been learning Facebook ads from another mentor of both of ours, taking her course and then having the opportunity to take everything you've learned and put it right to work since you got a couple of clients.
Exactly. And having you right in the next room.
Right. Yeah. It's easy for you to bring your
As
laptop
I
over.
call over, hey, help.
So yeah, together, like basically we're combining my experience, years of experience managing meta ads with her fresh perspective and sometimes different opinions. And what that does is it just creates like this healthy tension and we get good results for our clients together. So I'm happy to have you on the show.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're
Good to
welcome.
be
You're
here.
welcome. So we thought this format would be great where I'm just going to ask Jamie some questions. And in today's show, we'll be talking about key metrics that every course creator who runs their own Facebook ad should track and should know. And so let's start off like Jamie, what are the most important metrics that you look at when running ads for your client accounts?
It depends. So if you're running a leads campaign and you have a lead magnet, then the most important things you're going to look at your cost per lead. That's always number one. We want to make sure we have a low cost per lead. You don't want nothing crazy. And then you're also going to be looking at your click-through rate. You're going to be looking at your reach. You want to make sure that your reach is at least at 500, or else you can't make any other decisions based on the other metrics. You want to make sure that it's at least your ad has gotten in front of enough people. And then also your frequency. So should we break each of those down?
Well, there's two kinds of click-through rates. Which ones are you referring to?
The link click-through rate is the one that I am referring to, is the most important one, because that is the percentage of how many people are that have seen your ad are actually clicking on that link in your ad. And so that's the most important one. We want to make sure that people are see the ad. Oh, hey, I am interested in this. Click. There we go.
Yeah, and I know that I put usually in my metrics the CTR all, the overall
Right.
click-through rate too.
So then what is the difference between the click-through rate and the link click-through rate?
The
Or all?
click-through rate
Mhm.
is the CTR all that I look at is just it measures a click anywhere on the ad. Could be the little profile picture or the name of your account or clicking down below the ad on that blue button that says learn more. Could be clicking on the dot 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 see more to expand the text at the top of the ad or clicking directly on the ad creative or commenting or liking or sharing. It's all those clicks. And so I like to look for a 3-to-1 ratio, meaning that the CTR all, the click-through rate anywhere, everywhere, is
Mhm.
about 3 times as high, the percentage of the link click-through rate.
Right.
Yeah. So what about reach? Like what does reach mean?
Reach means how many people literally you are reaching with your ad, how many people are actually seeing your ad. And so you need to have at least 500 people that have seen it in order to even look at some of these other metrics and make decisions or make any changes or do any troubleshooting. Because if hardly anyone has seen your ad, then it's kind of like, well, we can't really decide that yet.
True, true. It's important that you have like statistical significance. Otherwise, you're gonna say, "Oh, well, this ad doesn't have a high link click-through rate or as high as another one," but there's hasn't been hardly any people that showed it. That's a
Right.
question I get on coaching calls a
Mm.
lot. A client that I coach one-on-one might want to turn off an ad as
Mhm.
I'm like telling them check in on day 1 and check in on day 3, check in on day 5, and they're saying this ad is performing bad. And
Mhm.
I'm like, well, what does it mean it's performing bad?
Mhm.
They're like, well, it has a low click-through rate. I'm like, okay, but first of all, let's see how much ad spend it had.
Right.
Second of all, let's see, like, very related to how much ad spend it had is how many people saw it in the reach column,
Right.
And if there hasn't been any money spent on it and very few people have saw it, then we can't seen it, then we can't say that it performed
Right.
bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So here's a question for you.
Hmm.
What is a good link click-through rate?
Above 1%.
And then what are you doing in your client accounts if the link click-through rate is below 1%?
So there's a few things that you can do to troubleshoot this. You want to make sure that your ad copy is doing well. So maybe you need to change the first 2 lines or so of your ad copy. So because that's the first part that people see on the ad. And so make sure that you have something that is engaging, enticing for people, maybe clickbaity if you want.
Not so much
And
clickbait,
not
but
so clickbaity, but you maybe just changing those first couple lines. Another thing to check is to make sure that you actually do have your link for your landing page or your website. Make sure that that is actually in your ad copy and people actually have a place to click. Sometimes people forget to even put their landing page link in their ad copy, or maybe you want to move it up higher in your ad copy. Another thing that you can do is check if it's an image, for example, if you have text on there, maybe keep the same image but change the text or vice versa, or change your headline. So there's lots of different things you can kind of troubleshoot there and just play around with a little bit and see if those little tweaks can get it up a little higher.
how long, because I know the listener's thinking this, how long do you wait after some changes that you've made to see if they worked or not?
Generally 2 to 3 days, you can get a good gauge if it's starting to work. If your cost per lead is starting to go down, if you start seeing the click-through rate going up, then yeah, you can definitely tell within 2 to 3 days, I would say.
And I got a landing page question for you, if you will. But
Okay.
before I ask that, I do want to let the listener know, like, if you want to avoid the 7 biggest mistakes that I've seen in one-on-one coaching with clients, then go to the link in the description below and download that tutorial where I take you through Ad Manager and I show you the mistakes and I show you what to do instead. That way you're not losing as much money. Because when you start running your own ads, like, we have to pay the ignorant tax, right? It's just, and I want you to make as much money as possible and not make all the mistakes that cost you money. So go get that now. And Jamie, you were talking about landing page strategy. And if your landing page sucks, it affects these basic metrics, right? So what's tell us an experience of a landing page that you've seen.
Right. So
Clients will go unnamed.
yeah.
Yeah,
And we've already talked about this. So if she's listening, she already knows about all the changes that she needs to make.
right.
However, landing pages should be, you've heard the KISS thing, like the keep it simple, stupid
Right.
phrase. And so same goes with your landing page. So if you have a lead magnet, for example, you want it to be as simple as possible for someone to click on the link in the ad, takes them directly to the landing page. They put in their name, email, done, and it's going to be delivered to their inbox. The problem that I had with this one client, she sent me, it was basically her website, and there was just all the navigation tabs. There were so many places for a client to
You mean
be
like the header menu at the
right,
top?
right. Yeah. So many places for a client to be distracted. I was frustrated trying to get to like the membership button to click on it, and I didn't even want the membership, right? I was just doing my due diligence to check through her landing page, so to speak. But there was just so many places to get distracted, and then once you even clicked on the either the annual or the monthly membership, and then it took me to yet another page about the membership, and then it wanted me to create a login before I even had purchased it. It was really, really messy.
Yeah.
And so you want to just make sure that whatever you are doing for your landing page, or whether it's a purchase for, your course, your membership, make it as simple as possible for your clients to go directly to that page and just be done with it. You don't want them clicking all over the place and getting distracted and possibly going somewhere else, or this is too hard, and then you lost them just in that process. So
You said the most important metrics to track results were frequency, link
mhm,
click-through rate,
mhm.
reach, and
Cost per lead. That's if
cost
it's
per lead.
a lead campaign.
Yeah.
If it's a purchase campaign, obviously then it's going to be your ROAS, your return on ad spend, and seeing how many purchases you're actually getting, seeing how much your return is on people who are purchasing.
Another question that listener might have, what's the order of importance for those 4 metrics? As you're managing client accounts, which
Mhm.
one do you look at first?
So the very first thing would be reach, right? We would just want to make sure that you have at least 500 before we're even looking at any of the other things. If it's a leads campaign, then the next one would be cost per lead.
Okay.
If it's a purchase campaign, then it's going to be your ROAS. And then after that, I would say your click-through rate, and after that, your frequency. You want it to be below 7. Lower is better.
Lower is better.
Lower is definitely better, probably between 1 and 3 at the highest.
Does this differ for like if you're targeting a cold audience and a warm audience, and maybe describe what those mean?
Well, the frequency is how many times they are seeing your ad. And so you don't want to wear out your audience, so to speak. You don't want them to see it too many times and then they get tired of you.
Yeah. Okay, so with frequency, does that differ based on if you're targeting a warm audience or a cold audience?
Right. So with a warmer audience, your frequency is going to be higher. And with a cold audience, your frequency is going to be lower.
Or if I'm targeting a cold audience, I'm looking for like ideally 1 point something, you know, if it starts to get to 2 or 3 on a cold audience, I'm thinking, my audience could be close to burning out. They've seen this ad a lot. I want to add in new ads, i.e. new visuals, you know, with different ad copy. But if it's like a warm audience, then frequency can go up to like that 6 or 5, at least in my client accounts. What I'm really concerned with is frequency as an indicator that the audience could be close to burning out. Because we talk about these signs, right? Like the difference between like somebody who's experienced managing Facebook ads and somebody who isn't is like the more experience you get, you can kind of read the signs and tell what's coming up in the near future, right?
Right.
And high frequency is a sign that your lead cost or your cost per sale could be going up soon. Or if your lead cost has already started to spike, it's like, oh, maybe the frequency is too high. But
in which case you need a bigger audience.
you could need a bigger audience. So you can look at that, but then you also could just need new ads.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I start with new ads first, personally.
Mhm.
And then if the new ads don't work, I could also look and get a bigger audience too. But we're usually choosing, I guess we can also say this, like we're usually choosing the audience size in the very beginning when we set up our ads.
Right, right.
And of course, if it's a warm audience, you can't really change the size of your warm audience
True.
overnight.